Amiga, YuriLamasbella here, and Amaury, my baby Amaury is here. Anyway, you guys, I am showing you this really good recipe that I found online. I'm not gonna be showing you guys all the measurements and stuff, only because it's really not my recipe, and I want you guys to have that incentive to click on her video, but I will leave the link to her video down in the description. Just a big disclaimer, if you're like starving, I don't recommend this recipe because you do have to let it sit and simmer for like an hour to an hour and a half. Anyway, let's just dive into today's video. So this is chicken, and I have a really weird thing with chicken. I don't like touching it like raw. I don't know why. So I've already cleaned the chicken and everything. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna season the chicken, and I put all my dry ingredients together. I'm just gonna season the chicken right now. She says in her video to kind of like let it sit for 30 minutes, but she did it right away. So now I think I'm just gonna do the same thing. So then we drizzle some olive oil on the chicken, so the seasoning sticks on there, and then we're just gonna marinate. Now that I'm done with that, I'm gonna let it sit for probably like 5 minutes while I get the next step ready. All right, so the next step is to sear the chicken. So I put a little bit of oil in my pan, and I'm gonna sear it before we start cooking it. Okay, so now the chicken is seared, and you wanna just set it aside. And it's okay that it's still raw. So when I first saw this thing, I was like, there's no way this chicken's already cooked. So I had to watch the whole thing to just confirm that we were still gonna cook the chicken some more. So that's how you know I don't cook. Anyway, so the next step, we're gonna do 3 tablespoons of olive oil in the same pan. And then you wanna put in your stick of butter. And once the butter is like all done melting, you're gonna add in your veggies. So I'm gonna put in all my veggies. Now I'm just gonna cook my veggies until they're nice and tender. So in the meantime, I'm gonna measure my flour. And while I cook, I actually like to clean while I'm cooking because it just feels like it's less work in the end. So if you guys can just watch this while I clean up a bit, and just let me know if it starts to catch fire or something. Okay, so once it's like nice and tenderized like that, just the veggies, we're gonna add the minced garlic, and I just have this minced garlic already ready. I'm sure fresh garlic might taste better, but so she said it's very important that you don't burn the garlic in there. So once you put it in there, right away she puts in her flour. And you want to cook the flour until it's like golden brown, she said. You want to get that flour taste out. And kind of just mix it in here. Look at me, I'm such a chef now. I watched one cooking video and I'm a chef. Okay, now I'm ready to add my chicken broth. So I'm adding it to the stew. And I'm not trying to tell you guys the measurements. This is not my recipe, so I like don't want to take it away from this person that was so kind enough. But I will link her video down in the description, and you guys should definitely go check that out. Okay, so now I'm ready to add my chicken in this broth that we made, my seared chicken. Put it in there. And she set on a very low heat. You have to very, very low heat, leave it on for an hour to an hour and a half. Last time I did an hour and it was perfect, but this is like an extra drumstick that I'm doing in this time. So I'm just gonna do like an hour and 10 minutes. All right, so here she is cooking. And don't laugh at me, but we bought this like Mexican rice. We bought this Mexican rice mix. We're gonna do this with the chicken. But this takes like 20 minutes, so I'm gonna do it like when I have like 20 minutes left. Just to make sure it's nice and hot, so I just put that to the side. And I think you just add water to that, it's too good. My battery's dying, so I have to do this quick. But while that's cooking, I'm gonna go to get dressed and get Amari dressed because we're going to my sister's house for my brother's birthday. He's having a little birthday party, and we're just gonna get ready for that. Right, baby? Hopefully I'll have my lashes on by then. But we'll see you in a bit. For those of you that don't know, I'm addicted to Coke. Just love it so much. Okay guys, this is the finished product. I totally forgot to film, but basically the rice is just, you just add water to it. It's nothing serious. But here's my chicken. And it's like fall off the bone, but we cooked it for an hour and 10 minutes, but it's good. So I'm gonna get a little bit of the chicken and a little bit of the rice, and I'm gonna try it like this. Kenny and I do this thing where we do first bite, so I'm just waiting for him. Ready? It's good. My hair's falling out. You see that? I feel like, especially here, it's falling out pretty bad. I feel like every time I vlog, I'm like eating now. But this is actually the first time I've made breakfast in a long time. So I made eggs with papas, which is eggs with potatoes. 2 pieces of toast with butter and grape jelly. Yeah. Watching the baby right here. He almost put the blanket over his head. So I'm just watching him. It's pretty early, so I want to just eat breakfast and go back to bed. Kenny's out of town for work right now, but he comes back today. He's gonna try to catch an earlier flight. But if he can't, he'll just come back like around 6 o'clock. Last night was pretty hard. And it didn't even have anything to do with the baby. I guess we all go through like family problems, don't we? It's hard when it's your family because like you're torn from like doing what you think is gonna help them in the end, or just do what they want you to do because they asked you to do it, and you don't want them to think that you're not helping them, you know, like they reach out to you for help, and it's like if you help them, you're almost like enabling them in their behavior. But if you don't do what they want you to do, it's like they'll never forget it. It's always going to be a fight. They'll always bring it up. I just want to say that if you ever feel like you need help or you need to talk to someone, you can text 741-741 and counselor will be available to you. They'll text you right away and they'll ask you what your crisis is and you can talk to them. A lot of Gen Zs, a lot of people nowadays, I don't want to classify them per generation, but a lot of people nowadays prefer to text, and it's just a lot more convenient for them, and they can articulate their feelings a little better if they, you know, through text, or if they can like write it out. I almost feel like it's therapeutic for some people. This is not sponsored. I recently heard about this resource and I used it myself, and it was pretty was pretty cool, like navigating through it. And I struggled with my mental health even before I had the baby. And now postpartum, it's not easy. Like, it's not easy. It's rewarding and it's worth it. Which is why you go through it. But it's not all glamorous, you know. I'm wearing the same shirt I've been wearing for the last 2 days. Haven't showered. Some days are easier than the others. Some days are easier than others. Some days are harder than others. I don't want to make this into a whole postpartum thing. I'm really trying not to fall into that. Because I love my baby. So, I don't know. But if you need to talk to someone, I would advise it be someone professional. Only because talking to friends and families could sometimes be discouraging. And it's a free resource, and no one has to know you're going to it. No one has to know you're texting this person. But yeah, they're available 24/7. They'll match you up with a counselor and you'll just talk through your feelings. Sometimes you get to your solution on your own if you just talk through it. Like I said again, this video is not sponsored, but I will always be an advocate for mental health. So if I find a resource, I definitely want to share it with you guys. And I've tried it myself. Well, my battery's dying, so I guess I should go. But thank you guys so much for watching my videos. Thank you guys so much for just being here. I love that I can make you guys laugh. I think I'm just like a goofy person in general. Anyway, I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye.
If we hop in the Benz, is that okay? Is it okay if I call you my pride, babe? I ain't no player, I just got a lot of babe. But let me tell you, I like you a lot, babe. I wanna start at the top and the bottom, babe. Know you want the shoe with the red on the bottom, babe. You know I like when you right at the top, babe.